Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and thank you for tuning in to the Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. Give me a call tonight, 412-575-2600 is the number. My co-host tonight is Ron Cook. And Ron, can you please tell the Penguins the season started? I mean,
Man,
so
it
far.
was a bad night tonight. Last time I looked, they were losing 8-1.
Yeah.
Rich, I mean, it's one game. We won't remember Game 2 of '82 come April, but I feel bad for Niemi. He wanted to get off to a good start tonight. He had no help in front of him. The first goal tonight was a great play by Kane. I mean, one of the best playmakers in all of hockey. The second goal, I believe, was a 3-on-1. You're not going to stop that. It was just a bad night at the office for the Penguins. I take it for what it is, one loss, but it's embarrassing when you lose 8-1 or are on your way to losing 8-1.
Brandon Saad gets that second goal of the game, also gets the fourth.
3-on-1.
They scored.
I mean,
yeah.
Niemi made the first save, but there was no one back to clean up.
They scored 3 goals in a minute 13. So, yeah, it's not all the goalie's fault, but I'm sure you probably already got a ton of phone calls.
Where's Fleury?
Yeah.
How did they let Fleury go? You know?
So we got 13 goals in 2 games, and there's still another period left. Matt Murray wasn't great last night, especially that overtime goal. Obviously, neither one of the goalies were great tonight.
But they had no help in front of them, Rich, as far as I'm concerned. Defensive breakdowns last night. Defensive breakdowns again. Mike Sullivan called it details last night. I'll be eager to hear what he has to say about it tonight because he could not be a happy guy. I'm sure he didn't want to put Murray in the first period of the second game tonight.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things. It's 5-0. What do you do at that point? I mean, what can you motivate?
Yeah.
They just want to fast forward the game.
Right.
So at that point, but now it's 8-1. What do you say to these guys? I think now you just got to put these 2 games behind you.
Get
move
ready
on to
for Nashville on Saturday night.
So that should be a big one. And I'm not going to look at these games and judge these 2 games and think that's how the season is going to go. But
no, I'm not.
Hey, maybe they're still on vacation. They're still thinking about the Stanley Cup. It's still not ready. They didn't have as much time off as some of these other teams.
They definitely didn't have time off.
Yeah, I think that eventually they'll get their act together. I'm not too concerned right now, especially just tonight was a disaster. I just think
it was bad.
It's continuing to be a disaster. But all right. We'll head over to the south side. Marcus Gilbert, this is kind of concerning. He practiced yesterday, didn't practice today, wasn't even limited, Ron, so that's why I think he does not play on Sunday. And at this point, this is 3 games, a hamstring injury. Those are one of the things that can linger on. And that offensive line, even though they're supposed to be one of the best, they've been inconsistent, a lot of penalties, especially at bad times.
Yeah, red zone penalties. I think Hubbard had one the other night. DeCastro had a holding penalty. Villanueva had an unconscionable personal foul after the play. I still think they're going to be okay. Tomorrow will be a big day. If Gilbert doesn't practice tomorrow, he won't play. The line has not been good, although I thought it was at its best of the 4 games in the last one. So maybe it's on trending upward here. We'll see.
And we had a chance to talk to the coordinators today. Todd Haley just seems like he wasn't too upset about Antonio Brown and what he did to him, embarrassed him on the sidelines. I guess he just said it was out of frustration. It's behind him. He definitely took the high road. What else is he going to say? I'm sure he was upset at the time.
I'm sure Todd didn't like it.
Yeah.
Because Todd came here with a reputation of being a hothead, like he would argue with quarterbacks, wide receivers on the sideline. He let Antonio get away with that. I thought it was a good move by him.
It was him who had that famous confrontation with Terrell Owens, right? When they were in San Francisco. Was he
I don't remember that. You may be right.
I don't
He has a history of arguing with wide receivers and quarterbacks.
I know he's been caught on video a couple times. I just can't remember. I can't remember who and when. But Penguins, I'm sure a lot of people tuned out of the Penguins game tonight. Maybe they're over here with us now. We can talk about the Pens. We can talk about the Steelers. And who knows what kind of team's going to show up on Sunday. They're usually better at home, no question about that, Ron. But we don't know what kind of Jacksonville team this is. Are they good? Are they bad?
No, they're 2-2, and they had 2 really good games and 2 horrible games. You know, if the Steelers lose this, they can't. They have to win at home. You have to win your home games, win some of your road games. You have a great season. I would expect them to win this week, and I would expect them to win fairly easily. If they don't, if they lose, shame on them.
All right, Le'Veon Bell is the FedEx Ground Player of the Week for his performance in Baltimore, 144 yards on the ground. Your colleague, Ed Bouchette, has a Steelers Insider piece coming up on KDKA-TV tonight about how Le'Veon Bell has impacted the NFL and changed drafting in the NFL since he has been drafted. So make sure you tune in after the game tonight on KDKA-TV News. We got to take a break. Back with your phone calls, some of your tweets coming up next. Stay right there.